Good afternoon. Hope you can hear me okay. I've had some trouble with the microphone and stuff recently. Not that I've done much recording, but when I have, I've had to do it a couple of times. So I'm on my way to a car boot. So anybody who doesn't live in the UK, we all know what a car boot is. It's a type of flea market. So I'm sure flea market is a term a lot of people use. Basically, we call it a car boot because it's simply that, a trunk as it's called, so a car trunk as it's called in America. We call it a car boot because we call that space in the rear of the car boot. And normally what used to happen with a car boot sale is people would put all the stuff in there, the junk in there they wanted to sell, a bit like a garage sale as you call it, and open up the boot and everything's in there. Nowadays, it's still that way, but obviously for people put tables out and whatever and sell their bric-a-brac. So I've got a couple of something. Oh, I've got two cups on the side which I haven't. I'm gonna have to pull over in a minute because I got my cups, which I normally put to one side. That's annoying me now. I need to find somewhere in a second to pull over. So yeah, bear with me one second while I think there's a bit of a lay-by down here, so I'm going to pull in there quickly, or a farm entrance or whatever it is, and put those cups to one side. I'm sure there was somewhere down here where I can pull in. Bear with me one second. Anyway, so I'm on my way to this car boot now. It starts in about it starts at 1:30, it's now 10 to 1, so another 40 minutes. It's going to take me 20-25 minutes to get there. A work colleague of mine, there's a lady like this now going too fast in this car behind me, but a work colleague of mine with his wife are setting up the stand today, so I'm basically going to be nosy. I've got to go to town first and get some cash out, but that's sort of on my way. I've just got to go a couple of miles out of my way to Tesco's, get just £10 out. I'm not going to spend probably nothing at all. I can pull in here. Bear with me 1 second. We'll just kill this problem because that's annoying me. I don't know if you can hear the rattling cups in the background, but just bear with me. Just sort that out. So it's been a cold, bitter cold night last night. A lot of wind. One's cup fallen down already. There we go. Yeah, so it's bitter cold at the moment. So where I am on the campsite, because I've said in the past, I'm up on that hill. And if I go for a walk down by the stream, it's like a different temperature altogether. So we've got 11 degrees centigrade at the moment. I can't even remember what that is in Fahrenheit anymore. It's not even 60, is it? I'm not even sure anymore. I could look that up later and put that on you, which I might do. So it's 11 degrees centigrade. So it is coming towards the middle of May. I think it's something like the 10th. Yeah, it's the 10th of May today. So, it's not the middle quite, but we're getting there. So normally the temperatures, which we have had some hot days, we had 31 the other day in the town of Rossum for whatever reason. So that was just like a one-off. Got back to the campsite, it was only like 22. This is all centigrade. So yeah, so it's a bit hit and miss. The day before yesterday, I was stuck in the back of the car where, as you know, I basically live. Couldn't get out, thunder and lightning, absolutely pouring down. What a storm. And last night and this morning, the winds, got to be careful here, speed limits. The winds were horrendous and still are this morning there. But as I'm driving along here now, although I'm climbing here a little bit, but not as high as the campsite is, there's not so much movement in the trees. So that tells me it's just because we're on that top of that hill, which is okay. I mean, like I said before, I could move my pitch down to where it's quieter, but I've had storms down there where it's sort of cut across the valley, if you like, and I've had trees come down and just miss me by a couple of foot, big trees, two of them. So that's a couple of years ago, so I haven't been down there since. That didn't really put me off. It was the wasp stings. My hand just went up. I mean, really bad. You can see that on my other channel that I told you about, on Stephen Travels the World. If you want to have a look at it, you can see the the photos of it I put up on there. I think it's on the short ones, one of the shorts on there. So yeah. So let's say I'm on my way to the car boot. Whether I get to film any of that, I doubt it. It's going to be very busy, and saying that, it's so cold it might not be that busy. But I know it's on because my workmate Mark, who's going to be there today selling stuff, he's told me that it starts at 1:30, not 2:30, not 2 o'clock, what he originally thought this afternoon. So I know he's still going. So I can see now that actually the skies are they're still very overcast, but brightening up. You know what I mean? So not thick and black clouds like it was. So we've had no rain, but well, today we haven't had any rain. Well, yesterday I don't think we had much, but a drizzle. But like I said before, I think that every time I have a day off, the weather turns. It just seems to be, apart from 2 days so far in the 5 or 6 weeks I've been back now, working and camping, every time I'm back at the campsite, the weather turns. And again, because I'm on the top of that hill, it's windy more than anywhere else. But there you go. I mean, I was there last year, the exact same spot as I am this year. And do you know what? I turned up in the middle, I think it was something like the 15th or 16th of April last year, till the first week of September when I flew back. And the only time it rained, seriously rained, was the last 2 or 3 days as I was packing things up and everything was getting soaking wet and the tent was falling apart and everything. So everything got wet and I was trying to do it between storms, drying everything off, putting it in the car, which did work out. I did a good job, and then, you know, like I said, everything was okay when I got back, apart from a couple of pillows had gone mouldy. I still haven't thrown them away; they're in the tent. Just where do you put big pillows? If I put those in, I don't know. I don't know where'd you throw them. I'm sure it's not normal rubbish, is it? I'll have to find where I'm supposed to dispose of those. But yeah, I need one more pillow. One pillow I managed to save, and I need one more to make myself comfortable. I went to a shop yesterday in Hereford. I can't afford to buy anything at the moment, but I went to a shop in Hereford yesterday and saw some nice cushions that I'd like to put in the back. I want to put some, like, sort of what you call them, fairy lights around the roof, just to make it a bit more comfortable. I've now got myself Netflix on my phone, which I can sort of transfer onto my laptop if I so wish, which I would do, but my laptop doesn't hold the charge very well, so that's another expense. I'd have to go and get a new battery in that. I don't know what they cost, but just seems to be, I don't seem to be able to do anything like that. I mean, Netflix, I wouldn't have dreamt about it normally, but I looked into it, and it's £5 a month, and I can carry on paying that when I'm in the Philippines, and use my Netflix in the Philippines, which is brilliant. I've always wanted to watch TV in the Philippines, but not Filipino television. It's just not for me. They love it, of course they do, but it's not for me. Not just the language barrier, just the overall quality, if I'm honest. So, and the storylines and the acting, it's a different world, it really is. But they love it, so what the hell, you know? I'm not going to knock it for that. But I do want to, when I'm back this year, get myself a TV. It doesn't have to be a big one, so I can use my Netflix on that. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, and as far as the car goes, I want to make my life as comfortable as possible and as enjoyable as possible. Hence, I've now got myself Netflix, so I've already started watching a few of these almost like films, but like a series of films. I don't know what you call it, but yeah. So I started watching a couple of those, and I watched a Jurassic Park film, one of the series of films yesterday evening, which I know it's not great television, but it's easy watching, and I quite enjoyed that with a couple of beers, just relaxed. And one of the latter ones, if not the last one that they made. So yeah, I quite enjoyed that. Easy watching. So yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna get myself just about a little bit of cash out. I don't think you can get £5 out nowadays because I don't have the cash machines. I don't do £5 notes on them anymore. So I don't want to spend a lot of money. So I'm going to get myself £10 out. Probably won't even spend it. I can use that towards my rent, which is £80, which is on Saturday. So I'd only have to draw £70 out. So So yeah, the 12th, so I paid on this, so every 10 days I pay for my rent, either there, if I'm there or not, but my tent's there with my stuff in it, so, you know, fair enough. So £80 every 10 days, that mounts up, of course. But it's been £8 now for the third year on the trot now, so that when I first started doing it, it was £7, and after a couple of years, a couple of seasons, it went up to £8, and it stayed at £8 at the moment. I think if it went up to £9 or even £10, I'd have to sort of do full-time car camping without a campsite, I think, because I just wouldn't. I could do it. I can afford to do it, but it all depends on how many shifts I get and so on and so forth. So I wouldn't want to. I mean, I can camp at work because it's in my car again, obviously. As long as I'm working there, nobody's going to mind, because at least I'm there to cover the shifts, and they know that, so I'm sure they don't mind me parking up there under the cherry tree where I go. So I could do that. I'm very happy at the campsite. I'm not the only one there. Obviously, there's people coming back with their permanent pitches, and they come back in the summertime and that, and or stop and say hello when they're walking around. I've got to know people on the campsite, so that's nice, you know, away from work. And if I was to camp more at work, it would be like I would be never leaving the place, and I don't want that to, you know. What I would have done a week or two ago, because tomorrow morning I'm doing an early shift, I would have gone there this evening or later afternoon and pitched up, so it gives me an extra hour's sleep in the morning. I don't have to get up so early and everything, but I like being on the campsite. I'm going to settle down tonight. Once I'm into the car boot, I've got to pop into Home Bargains in Hereford, where I can get some cheap coffee made. That's another thing. I have to keep using coffee mate. I would like some milk, but I haven't got a way of keeping it cold. It will go off pretty quick, I should imagine. So again, when I've got some more money, I'm going to be buying like a cool box which plugs in to the cigarette lighter, or like a mini fridge. But I want one that also goes into the into the electric socket, so I can use it when I'm at work, keep everything nice and cold, and then plug it back into the car as I'm driving along, because you can't use them once you're at the campsite, because the battery will be flat probably in a couple of hours, and I don't want that. So yeah, I'm rambling on again. This is now going through a village called, watch my speed, Much Jew Church. And there's the pub called the Black Swan, which everybody calls, what they call it, the Dirty Duck, all the locals around here. It's not called the Black Swan, it's called the Dirty Duck. There's the care home I used to work in there. I was there for quite a while. I think it was about 5, 6, even 7 years maybe, all told. That come to an abrupt end when some new people there didn't like me, and somehow, because I was on bank the same as I am now, they didn't want me anymore, and there was something going on there, but I don't know what it was, but my face didn't fit anymore. Maybe just too ugly for them. Mind you, they weren't exactly pretty either. So yeah, I will leave you to it. I hope you enjoyed this bit of a chat, and I will speak to you later. Bye for now.